Sharks. My name is Jared Waters. I am from Portland, Oregon, and I am seeking $100,000 in exchange for 20% equity in my company, Sharks. The world has been through a lot of big changes these past few years. A big pandemic, a big recession. In fact, all of our problems have gotten too dang big. We need more cute in the world. It's time to think small. Smaller, smaller. That's what I'm talking about. Mini Materials. Authentic, high-quality, modern miniature building supplies for dollhouse construction, dioramas, and two-scale recreations. We deliver joy by the pallet load. We use innovative techniques to bring high-quality products that are made in the USA, and they are as real as they are adorable. Real concrete, real wood, even real metal. Traditional dollhouse companies do Victorian molding. We do breeze blocks. They do picket fences. We do Jersey barriers. They do doilies and frills. We do moving dollies and pallet jacks.
That's pretty good.
We are not your grandmother's dollhouse company. We cater to a new generation of creatives who make art with fingerboards and action figures and RC crawlers. If your hobby is small, then we are the perfect fit. After one day with Mini Materials, you will be able to lift an entire pallet of cinder blocks over your head with one hand. So, Sharks, who wants to demolish a stagnant industry and make a big deal with Mini Materials?
That's great.
Wow, great job, great job. Welcome back to another Shark Tank Business Review. I'm Joe Pardo. If you're new here, I break down the business pitches to the deals, everything, all the business stuff here in this video. Anyway, to $100,000 for 20%. I'm just gonna guess that they definitely have some sales to back up that $500,000 niche business. While I have never been into dollhouses, my great aunt is, and my daughter now is. So I've gotten to learn about this the miniaturized world of dollhouses and things of that nature. It seems like it should be really obvious for these companies that make these dollhouse kits, as well as the crafters that like go to craft shows and things and make these tiny things. I'm really curious as to how Jared got into this, like what sparked it. Was he just into dollhouses, but then was like, but I'm really into like this stuff over here, so like why don't we make things for those people? And I'm kind of curious as to who's the demographic of who's actually buying stuff. Is it older people, younger people for their kids, or is it older people like grandparents buying it for the grandkids? Or like what is the target audience that it's actually reaching here? Because like I see the need in that space for something that's not Victorian or even like, I don't know, 1950s style housing. But I mean, they get really into it. I know my aunt and uncle like really have gotten into like they have electric wiring running through their dollhouse. Like, I mean, this dollhouse is, it's massive. It's bigger than my arm span. Probably not too much bigger than my arm span, but about the size of my arm span. So like probably like 6 foot. 7 foot, 8 foot, maybe. Yeah, it takes up like a huge chunk of this bedroom that they have, and so like they got wallpaper in there and like all the little things, and like my great aunt has given my daughter a whole bunch of stuff to start her own dollhouse collection, and my daughter has a couple of little dollhouses, as far as like wooden ones that she has built with my wife, as well as now metal ones as well from the 1940s, 50s, something like that. Probably made out of tin, if I had to guess. Anyway, we're going to check out Jared's website, social media at the end, as well as feature one of your comments from the super community down below at the end of this video. I'm excited to see all of what Jared has to offer here.
Good job.
Bravo!
Why does anybody need any of this?
It's a toy.
What are you talking about?
These people need joy. And everybody has some samples in front of them. If you guys want to start
So
playing, I'm
cute.
here to answer questions when you're done playing with
That's so
crazy.
Who has had to wrap a lot of pallets. This is adorable.
Thank you.
When you said this is real
concrete, yeah.
This is real. Yes.
It's actually mortar.
It's actually mortar. Yeah.
So cute. Oh, look, even a little buzzsaw.
15 years, never seen anything like this.
Super cute.
How does it translate into sales? Give us an idea of when you started this and what occurred.
I actually bought the business 1 year and 1 month ago.
Oh.
So the business has a lot to do with Reddit.
With the online forum, Reddit?
Yeah. One of the original co-founders was looking on Reddit and somebody had handmade a concrete block. And they were like, that is awesome. And so he started making them. And then he put it on Reddit as well, saying, look, I have this whole palette with cinder blocks. And people were like, I love that. Went to the front page of Reddit, went to the front page of Reddit again.
Dang.
So, lo and behold, pretty soon they had a very healthy side business. I came across this post. Hey, I have a business and I'm looking to sell it. So I reached out via Reddit and ended up purchasing the company from them.
What did you buy the business for?
$200,000.
And where'd you get the money for that, Jared?
So I took a HELOC against my house. So
Wow, you went all in.
I did. I have been always wanting to start a business. What attracted me to this is it's making things.
And what are your margins on this?
So on an individual product basis, they go from 50 to like 93% with blended rate of about 75%.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
What are your sales?
So in the last year, I've done $200,000 in sales.
Good for you. Good for you.
And you own it 100%.
I own
And
it
you're
100%.
making them?
I make them, yeah.
How much does this sell for?
That one, without the logo printed on it, is $20.
And what does it cost you to make this?
$4.
That's pretty pricey. So this is really for...
Okay, so that is pretty pricey. We've seen this before, though, where people have bought businesses, they go into Shark Tank, and then people, the sharks are like, why do you expect me to pay more than it's worth? Like, you did $200,000 in sales, which is good for like a single person, but where are you going to grow this, right? Like, yeah, there's a Reddit forum or whatever. That's great. It's got sales. Clearly it's got legs, but like, does it, I mean, do you have to get it to, I guess you got to go to craft shows, like, and conquer one show at a time, or get, sell that as like a whole, to wholesalers that go to craft shows. I think that might be your way forward. But at $4 for a pallet of cinder blocks, and you're selling it for 20, the wholesaler's going to want it for like 10. You're making $6 and you still got to ship it. And yeah, I don't know if that's the way to go. I actually wonder if it would be better to make the molds and like this is something that you can make on your own, or if you could walk this into, so Home Depot does their own, like it's like first Saturday, I think, or second Saturday, where kids come in with parents and they build, like they have like kits and they build the kit. We built a birdhouse, we've built a pinball machine, we've built a jewelry box. There's a few other things that we've built over the years through these kid kits. So I almost wonder if like that's an opportunity, because like they got access to the Quickcrete. You develop the mold, or you already have a mold of some sort, and then turn that into an opportunity to like build houses. Now, how you get that to scale past like one Saturday, of the month, because they do stuff like Valentine's Day. I think one was like we built like a vase or vase, however you want to say it. Yeah. So there's all these different like things. But how do you get it to like be a thing that shows up every month and then can grow, not just based upon like 1 month with, I mean, there's a lot of Home Depots, but it just seems like a drop in a bucket.
For enthusiasts or hobbyists that are probably a little more mature. Is this for children, really? Like, I'm trying to get the age.
Like 8 to 12 is what my packaging guidelines recommend.
What's the average?
I don't know if I have a hard number on that I would be 100% confident in saying. I do know.
Generally?
So generally,
Well, what do you see on, let's talk social media.
Well,
Is that
still
a
didn't
reflection?
answer my question.
Well, because he doesn't know his
Maybe he doesn't
demographics.
know.
Well, for that reason, I'm out.
Oh.
So
Dang.
what do you do with social media? You know, I can see this like doing a lot of stop action animation.
Yeah, stop animation. People do
Yeah.
stop animation with things for sure.
But are you doing any of that to increase sales?
I am, but one of the reasons I'm here right now is marketing is my biggest weakness as a company. I'm not horrible at it.
Tell us about your background.
I'm doing this full time right now. I grew up in rural Idaho, went to a 2-room schoolhouse, and then after I graduated, I moved to Portland. I blinked and got my first real professional job, blinked and then was married, blinked and had kids, blinked and had a house, and life was flying by. And this like desire to start a business was always there, but starting a business and not having sales just seemed slightly irresponsible for having kids and having a mortgage.
I love how you said that. You know, I blinked,
yeah,
and
for real.
15 years later,
True words
here
have
we
never
are
been
on Shark
spoken.
Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, life
And
just goes
Blink,
by.
you have a business.
Are you making money on the 200,000?
I am making money, yes.
Are you paying yourself? How much?
I am paying myself, so far in the last year and a month, I have pulled out about $55,000 out of the business.
Good for you. Good for you.
You know, it's really interesting. I can see a forever perpetual demand for it from a very small segment of the market. Everything about it is small, literally.
Yeah,
And that makes it a difficult investment for me because, I mean, I don't know how you blow this thing up. It's just too small for me, Jared. I'm out.
So I think it's an education thing, right? Like we've seen this before with other businesses. If you get the right marketing behind it and you get the right influencers behind it, like you turn this into a lifestyle type of thing, where you know it becomes the dollhouse for boys, right? And yeah, that is going to be like a really, really small amount of people, but it might grow. I remember like growing up, I would do model cars with my dad, and so like that's kind of in the same vein as this. So I don't know where that industry is right at this point. I know it probably was a lot bigger in the early 90s, like when we were doing them. But as time has gone on, like, I mean, I see like there's a couple hobby shops I've been in that have those model cars kits, but it doesn't seem like it's like a big thing. So you gotta like educate a population and get them to go and educate more people. And craft shows might be a way to do that, right? You get the grandparents to like instill this idea of building the houses and the workmanship that goes into it, and really opens up an opportunity for you to be that niche player. I'm kind of curious though as to what he bought for $200,000 to begin with. Like getting a HELOC, especially at the way the interest rates are in the last year and a half. If he did not lock in that rate, it's only gone up. So I'm nervous about the amount of money that has been taken. With that said, being able to get the 200,000 in sales, take 55,000. I don't know if he's paying the HELOC off with that 55,000 or if that's separate from that. Hopefully he's paying that HELOC down, because 200,000 is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you're self-funding it. But if there's nothing patented here, why couldn't he have just done it himself? Like why? Like I guess 200,000 gets you there. It gets you it gets you that logo and an established customer base. But I don't know. I feel like if you took some time to learn the marketing side of how you want to go about it, I feel like you could get there. With that, and it might cost more than 200,000 all at once. And you got some established size, so it's like right on the cusp for me as to whether or not that it was a really. I think it was an okay idea, okay idea to do it, to go into it and spend $200,000. I wouldn't say it's a good or great idea, but I think time will tell. And I think if Jared gets there on that marketing, he gets there on that education, he brings and makes it into like the next fad, or one of the next fads. I could see it being a thing.
sorry to hear that. I do think there is a lot of good upside.
I think it's cute as can be. It's not a business
Lord.
for me, but I think it's a great business for you. And I wish you good luck, but I'm out.
Darn.
Thank you.
Jared, I blinked and I've been here for 15 years. What I've learned is if you have a good business, you can get it to 2 to 3 million by sheer willpower of your execution. You can make a fantastic living. But as an investor, I need to see more scale. I don't see it beyond that, so I'm going to be out just for that. Wish you all the best.
So I think there is upwards of
Look, Jared,
room for it to happen.
Jared, entrepreneurs are willing to take the pain of working to avoid the pain of looking back when you're 70, 80, 90 years old and never had tried.
Yes.
And so you get a ton of credit for going for it. I think this business can be successful, but because it's so new, in inventing a new industry in a lot of respects, it can take decades, right? And I know that you don't want to hear that sound of it. That's a lot of pain, but I'm not ready to go along for that long a ride. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Everybody loves the product.
You just got to grind it out,
Yeah,
Jared.
it is very cool.
Jared, you really have something here, and it'll never happen fast enough. But when you blink again, it could be a $2, $3, $4 million business with $1 million in your pocket.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Good luck, Jared.
For having me here today. Thank you, guys.
It sucks.
I'm disappointed for sure. There's no way to not be. But I know that I will succeed and end up with mini world domination.
Yeah, I think that is quite possible there, Jarrett, for you to get down that path, especially because you've seems like you've burned the boat, right? Like, I mean, 200,000 isn't insurmountable, but you know, you've definitely spent. Now, holy cow! Look at all the options they have here on their website, from flooring, roofing, siding. So with all those options, it's more than just the center block. So I guess when you start talking about like having all the suppliers worked out and stuff for all of this, wow, 1 to 12 mini scale lumber. You know, or you know, another thing to look at is trains. You know, mini toy train, motors and stuff like that. And that industry of like, hey, don't just buy a house that you could like put next to the train. Build the house, and here's all the wood and all the things to make it happen. Like, I think there's a lot of opportunities that you just gotta get in there, and then maybe conquer the hobby shops one at a time. Door to door can get you there, on top of having that nice foundation of Redditors that are into these tiny lawnmower. Wow. Okay. And I wonder, like, who's making this stuff? Like, they didn't even get into that. Like, a $22 lawnmower, is he making this stuff, or is it all like stuff out of China? Like, crazy. Anyway, we see Shark Tank at the top. What I'd like to see, though, is I'd like to see faces. I'd like to see people enjoying the stuff, telling the story of who's buying this, and so that people can self-identify with it. It's kind of cool that they have a mini logo. I guess when you look at all the products, and we're not just talking about center blocks, yeah, I could see where you can get to 200,000, and it's a turnkey operation. But yeah, to get it to where Jared wants to believe it can go, and where it can go, I think you just got to you gotta really grind it out here. You got a whole industry to basically make for yourself. So over on Twitter, we got 136 followers. Over on Facebook, got 10,000 likes, 12,000 followers. Got Shark Tank right here. I'm gonna hit the like button on that. That's a neat little video. You put things like Watch Friday, November 3rd. I wonder how long that took to put together. That's neat. And it got 16 likes, and that probably took a while to put together there too. Exit only. Here's a extra small exit sign made for a customer. There's clear acrylic behind it, and it's only 0.75 inches. I guess that's inches square. Pretty neat. What's funny is I don't see, like, so off their website, I didn't see anything for Reddit at the bottom. I just saw the other social media platforms. But over on Instagram, got 87,300 followers. I mean, right there alone, like that should be able to convert a lot. I mean, you have a lot of engagement here, but not a lot of posts. Seems almost like one post a week, which, with this many people following, I feel like you should be able to. It's kind of neat to show the scale. Oh, is he? Wow. Gets down to a dime. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you got maybe post a little more often. Work with somebody to do that end of it. 6,400 followers on Pinterest, which is pretty cool because like we don't usually see a lot of people on there that have a lot of followers. And but even here, 26 weeks ago, 28 weeks ago, 46 weeks ago, so it hasn't taken off there. And over on YouTube, you got 3,500 subscribers. Videos go back 6 months ago, 201 views, 72 views, 1,400 views, 7,200 views. What's the most popular we have here? 45,000. I wonder if that's if that was used as like a commercial or something, an ad. Pouring mini cinder blocks. I guess that, I wonder if you, I guess that's, okay, so you get that, the little bucket, and then I guess you can make your own cinder blocks with the kit. That's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, I feel like there was a lot left, it seemed like there was a lot left out of this, this pitch on their end, which is on Shark Tank's end, which is a shame. But Jared, I'd love to have you come on the show for an interview. Just drop a comment down below, like this one from Motivational Sports, who says, Joe, I'm not sure if you'll see this comment. I see all the comment, but I just want to say I really appreciate your channel. I was moved by your comments about time spent. Keep going, man. I love this channel. I appreciate you, Motivational Sports. And speaking, it was actually ended up being perfect because this I blink and I had kids and I blinked and I was this and then I blinked and it's true. If you haven't the longer you get through life, the quicker. And I remember older people telling me that like, it goes so fast and it just keeps speeding up and speeding up and speeding up, and it is sadly is absolutely true. There's so much time I wish I had back that I just can't get back. So I do the most that I can to make the most of the time that I have here today with you, with my family, with the business, with the people I've surrounded myself with. And I want you to do the same. I want you to think about and be intentional about that time that you're spending. I always say, like, time, energy, and money, right? Time is the most important thing that we have. We all have the same amount of 24 hours, but like how many years or days, weeks, months, years that we have, decades that we have is undetermined. Got to make the most of that. Energy is the second. We can kind of bend that a little bit with energy drinks or utilize being more efficient with our energy. And then there's money, which we can always gain more of and multiply those other two, the first two, with. So that's what I was talking about in that video, which was the which one was it? With the wrist, the iris, which I've been in contact with them. I'm hoping that they're going to come on the show. It just hasn't worked out because they've been super busy and have not been able to schedule. Speaking of that, I have a few interviews coming down the pike, including Chris Gronkowski, which is pretty cool. If you're familiar with the Gronkowski brothers. So hopefully that happens in November. We were supposed to do it in like August or something, and then we'll get there. I'm not sweating it either way. But anyway, I appreciate making it to the end. Thank you for being a part of the super community. I'll see you in one of these two videos over here. Take care. Now go be super.